All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to those for elect, preaching his word and truth, sincerity. To you ribs, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. I came across this news. It says the Army launched a website so tech bros can sign up to serve. Now, mind you, the people you see in this picture never enrolled in the military, never did physical training, as you can probably tell, right? I believe these are billionaire tech guys who they have enlisted as lieutenants, in which it takes about 25 years to actually even get that rank. And these guys just flip-flop their way in now, right? They put them in there because now they joined AI and, tech with military. And because who these people are, they put them in the position that they're in. We're going to read a little bit about that. It says, the site aims to recruit more tech experts, in addition to 4 executives from the top tech firms. Now, these are executives, right? These guys are millionaires. Just from top tech firms like Palantir and Meta, who were commissioned into the Army Reserves earlier this month, right? They were just sworn in, basically. It says, the Army launched a new website to recruit more tech experts after announcing a new program where 4 top executives from major companies like Palantir and Meta were commissioned into the reserves. Quote, we are looking, says, quote, we are looking for leaders who can drive innovation, accelerate modernization, and inspire a new generation of service. And we're doing so through a groundbreaking initiative, Detachment 201, right? That's what it's called. It's funny how it's called detachment when they're just branching things together. It's like the opposite. That's what Issa does, man. It turns everything upside down. It says, in other words, they're looking to bring in tech bros from a multi-billion-dollar industry, pin some shiny rank on their collars, and put them in a uniform so they can help the Defense Department catch up with the private sector. And who do you think they're targeting? Do you think they're targeting, people overseas? No, these people are targeting Americans, U.S. citizens, to make way for the MARK. Right? They need this. They gotta put technology in the military as one. And this is one step forward and one step closer to the MARK. Says the service announcement Detachment 201 earlier this month with tech executives from Palantir, Meta, OpenAI, and Thinking Machines Lab who were sworn into the Army Reserves as Lieutenant Colonel June 13th. The new officers are Shyam Sankar, Chief Technology Officer for Palantir, Bosworth, Chief Technology Officer of Meta, Kevin Whale, Chief Product Officer of OpenAI, and Bob McCrew, an advisor at Thinking Machine Labs and former Chief Research Officer for OpenAI. Maj Visor, an Army spokesman, said that the program is open to anyone with those skill sets, not just tech millionaires at the largest Silicon Valley-based company. As of Wednesday, the Army had nearly 150 tech bro or gal hopefuls send their resumes in. Right, so now this is becoming a career. You know how many computer programmers we have here? I run into at least half of the clients that I deal with, computer programmers. Says candidates will be subject to a similar process and evils that the 4 tech experts went through, a strict screening, quote unquote, process within Army Human Resource Command, followed by a board of Army officers deciding the applicable rank for they should enter into service at base on their skill set. A typical process for officers entering the Army as a direct commission, Visor said. Says through a direct commission as a Army Reserve officer, you'll offer a unique level of commitment, skin in the game, fostering trust and collaboration with active duty units. The website states direct commissions into the military are not new and are regularly used for highly specialized career fields such as medicine. A lot of people don't really care about the medicine part. It's obviously needed for doctors because there's a shortage of medical people in the military, right? But this is different though. These are meta and tech people using the military. Like, think about it. What use do they have for them in there? The site states that Detachment 201 officers will help the Army move fast and break things, basically weave new technology into the formation more quickly. Officials did not give specific examples of what the program or projects will look like for the current or future officers. Now, here's the thing, right? The branch that they chose to put these in is the National Guards, right? If this was like a military, a push forward for advancement of military, why would they put them in the National Guard and not the Marines, right? Or the Navy, where they could go overseas somewhere else, right? This is National Guards. It means it's within here. This is who they joining with to do operations with, which is basically this nation. Right, it's common sense. It says the already commissioned lieutenant colonel will have to do a 2-week direct officer commissions course. One of it online. They will do a marksmanship training and take the Army's fitness test as a diagnostic test, which won't directly impact whether or not they make it into the program. Right, they're gonna make it regardless, even if this guy can't do 10 push-ups. He's still gonna be a lieutenant. Like, that's a huge rank, right? He's gonna be over people that had a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get there, I guess, but I don't know how that's going to sit with them. How can you earn respect from the people under you? But that's neither here nor there. It says the list of requirements these officers will have to meet to enter the role remains in their position isn't entirely clear. Obviously, nothing. All you got to do is learn how to push buttons and program shit. It says, nor is it clear at this time how those requirements compare to other soldiers of equivalent rank. They're just basically Poindexters, like people who just just play with computers. The reservists are coming in a cyber officer under an 8-year contract. Their workload and assignments will be largely up to their local chain of command. The idea was born in fall 2024 from the chief talent officer of the Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. The Army got wind of the potential for recruitment tech execs in late February 2025, officials said. Sankar, the chief tech officer for Palatine, was the so-called brainchild behind the idea and informally recruited the other 3 officers, Army's officials said. Right? So we know what's really coming, man. That MARK is about to get pushed, and they need people like that to be able to work with the military to track right, and be compartmentalized, because you can't really trust tech people who have no loyalty to the military, right? You can't hire a firm to catch other Americans if they have a guilty conscience, right? They're gonna break these people down and make them, you know, work in a single file line, so to speak. But anyway, this is Mark 13, verse 35. Watch ye therefore, for ye not know when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Right? We are commanded to watch what's going on and pray. Right? We've been, watching for this MARK for a long time, and we are to push it to the people to let them know the current events. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the for elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. To you rich, you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order, I say to you all, Shalom.